I've never been in a meeting, and I've
Yeah.
been in numerous meetings that
Yeah.
the governor's had over the last few years here. I've never been in a meeting where there's been any kind of a specific offer.
Okay.
The way I've seen the governor approach our companies is to advise them of the overall tax situation in Texas, to advise them of the workforce and talent that exists there, to advise them of the fact that it's a welcoming state for biotech, and that there are research institutions that are very advanced there, such as the MD Anderson Cancer Center. So he provides a more general perspective on the landscape for doing work in biotech and biomedicine in Texas. But I've never seen him place any kind of a specific offer on the table.
And biomedical in Texas is still, my understanding is still smaller than in California.
Well, I think, yes. I mean, California is by far the leading biomedical state. When we combine things like diagnostics and medical devices and sequencing and those kinds of areas. And there are other strong states such as Minnesota and Tennessee and Massachusetts, for that matter.
Now, considering that that California's tax climate is universally panned by business executives, lots of regulatory policies that they think are excessive, that don't make sense. Why hasn't Texas been more successful in bringing biomedical companies from California to Texas?
Well, I think there's several reasons why Texas hasn't been so successful. It's very hard to compete with the critical mass, the infrastructure, the history, the talent base, the climate, the collaboration that we've created here over a 35-year history. You can't simply pick up a few companies and place them in a new location and expect that you're going to have the magnitude of a biotech and biomedical industry, the likes of which we have here in Southern California or Northern California. So I've sat here at this table and had conversations with CEOs who have taken advantage of the opportunity to move to Texas. And a couple of them have said to me that it wasn't all that they expected it to be, and one of the challenges was the fact that there isn't the infrastructure there that we have here, and at least one brought his company back here because he couldn't find the talent that he needed.
I'd be very interested in talking to that company if you get a chance.
Sure.
I'd like to do that. So that low taxes and regulations aren't everything. You need to have the infrastructure, the support, the critical mass to really help your company work, and Texas still needs to build that up.
Right, and I don't want to at all negate the importance of a good, supportive economic climate. And I'll say that I've listened to numerous members of our organization in the wake of the passage of the tax increase in November, express their concerns about the tax situation here in California. And I don't want to in any way downplay it, but at the same time, I can point to examples of efforts that have been made by Biocom in participation with the legislature and with other organizations in the state to try to improve the climate. We had the governor in the fall on our side and signing a bill, AB 1277, that reduced duplicative state and federal FDA inspections at our facilities. So that's a step forward. We had an effort, an ongoing effort, still an ongoing effort to change the calculation of the tax structure here to a single sales factor to be competitive as well, and that's something that members of the legislature have supported. So